Yes. Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Abdullah Lagari. I'm working as a lecturer at Department of English Language and Literature, Qaeda University of Engineering Science and Technology, Nawabshah. So the purpose of these webinars is to benefit our learners, those who are interested in improving English language skills, because English is a very important language. All the languages are important, but since English is an official language and we need to pursue for our studies, for our job purposes, if we go abroad, we need English again, right? For various purposes, we need English. Even for the, we consider prestigious once we are good at English, isn't that? So today's webinar, because it's a series of webinars, I'll be focusing on various areas concerning English language skills. So the very first area that I've selected, I've chosen for today's webinar is vocabulary building. Let's discuss about the effective techniques of building vocabulary. And I would like everyone to respond as well, ask questions also. 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes are spared for the questions, but these questions need to be at the end, right? Okay, now let's go. Yes, here it is. We are going for the very first webinar that is about, yes. So can you see the slide, everyone? So yes, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you? Okay. Yeah. So the slide is right. So this slide is all about vocabulary building techniques. Let's start. So the importance of vocabulary, very first thing. Now, vocabulary is important because all skills, may it be listening, speaking, reading, writing, they need vocabulary, right? So vocabulary is important in the sense without vocabulary we cannot compose even a single sentence, right? For this purpose, vocabulary is important. In all skills, I said vocabulary is again very important. See, but the most important thing is how to learn vocabulary. This is a huge gap. Traditionally we have been learning vocabulary in a quite traditional method that is not effective one. So vocabulary should be learned practically so that it may help us in speaking, it may help us in our writing also. Otherwise there is no use of cramming the list of words, right? Okay. Right. So now what are the uses of vocabulary building? Now what do you think vocabulary helps you? If it does, in what sense vocabulary helps you? Yes, any idea? Yes, any idea about it? Yes, anyone who wants to talk about? What are the uses of vocabulary? What are the uses of vocabulary? Okay, let me talk about it. Vocabulary enriches your thoughts. It brings innovation in your write-ups. You know, a good vocabulary can help us what we mean. Because many times we fail to express what we want to. And we fail to speak our mind as well. It is because of poor vocabulary or we lack vocabulary. So a good vocabulary can help us what we mean. Vocabulary learned effectively remains a part of our long-term memory. You know, there's short-term memory also, there's long-term memory also, psychologically speaking. Once you're learning vocabulary effectively, that becomes, you know, the part of your long-term memory. Effectively, in the sense, if it becomes, you know, if it becomes practical, if you're using in your spoken English, if you're using it in your written English, then it becomes a part of you know, your long-term memory, and you can speak it well and you can write it well as well. Okay. Now, how to improve vocabulary? There are certain tips that you need to follow practically, because it's you know, the first webinar and we do not have that much time, right? So I'll be giving you tips and I would like you to follow these tips practically. The very first is explore word origins. Find the origin of words, that we call etymology of words, and help students make connections within and between words. You know, through exploring word origins, we can remember many words from the one word. For example, let's say the word is construct, right? Construct is a verb, right? Construction is a noun. Where does this construction come from? That comes from construct verb, construction noun, constructive, it can be adjective, constructively, it can be adverb also. You know, by knowing or by exploring the origin of words, we can remember, we can enhance our vocabulary as well. So most words in English language are built from a common root, prefix or suffix, right? Prefix or suffix. Prefix, you know, the part of a word that comes in front, and suffixes that comes afterwards. So for example, once you learn a root, you will begin to understand more words that use the same root. You know, the way I gave you example. Again, the example is here. You can see that necessary and then unnecessary. This un is, so this un is prefix, right? And necessity, necessarily. So necessarily, it is suffix, right? By finding or exploring the origin of words, we can also enhance our vocabulary, right? And you know, another thing is, just a minute, read every day. You know, try to read a well-written article or well-written essay. You know, you can find various sources to read. You can read, if you're beginners, you can read short stories, right? You can, very interesting short stories from Google, right? Or you can read short stories from other books also. But read whatever interests you, right? You can read literature, you can read stories, you can read, you know, fiction, scientific articles, whatever you want to. But again, when you're reading, try to find vocabulary from the reading, and then try to use that vocabulary in your sentences, and then in your written English and in your spoken English also, because the purpose is it should help us, or it should be useful. See, can you see the picture here? Can you see the picture?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is
Yes,
written
sir.
there?
Reading is the key to
Reading is
learning.
the
Yes, reading is the key to learning. For speaking, again, you have to read. You cannot speak empty-minded. There should be something there at the back. Then you can speak up, you know, and then you can speak rigorously. You can speak your mind also. You can bring some opinion. You can bring some views as well, right? So for speaking, you need reading. And for writing, again, you need reading. Don't you think you need writing for you need reading for writing? Don't you
Yes,
need
yes, sir.
don't you need reading for writing purpose? Again, you need that. And to enhance your vocabulary, you need to read more. The more you read, the more you read, the more vocabulary you obtain, right? Okay, fine. So anyone who wants to talk about this image? Yes, what do you think about this image? So what message does it leave here? Now, coming on to the next, see, these are very important tips. And again, I would like everyone to follow these tips very practically, right? Right. So read everything and read often. You know, how many of you are good readers? Be honest. How many of you are good readers? Okay, we have, got quite less number of readers. We hardly read, the books for study and the books for job purposes, right? That's it. Reading frequently, read everything and read often. For example, you're the students of medical science, you're the students of engineering science, you're the students of arts, you're the students of literature. So irrespective of any field, you must read every field you want to. So reading frequently both in and out of the classroom will help you strengthen your vocabulary. Read a book, magazine, newspaper, blog, or any other resource. And try to include the words. When you're reading a piece of article or a story or a blog or any book, do not go for every word. While you're reading, keep a diary in front. Okay, now you've gone through a page, you find some 10 to 15 new words. Do not go for every word. Go for the word that interests you. Go for the word that you think that can help you enhance your vocabulary, or the word that you think is used very well. Okay, so you need to write down that word in your diary, make a sentence on that word, and copy the original sentence that is used in the original text, right? And in this way, go for some 10 to 15 or 15 to 20 words, right? Not more than that. Okay, use new words in your own writing and speaking. See, for example, in one day, you've gone to, let's say 10 to 15 words. Now, these 10 to 15 words are the addition in your vocabulary. Try to use them in spoken English and written English also. As it says, use new words in your own writing and speaking. Use a word immediately after you learn it. Do this quite often, right? Repeat them. Repeat these words. Unnecessarily try using these words in your written English. Try using these words in your spoken English. Try to use them. So these words should be on your fingertips. You need to own these words. Psychologically speaking, for example, the closer the entity you are with, that will be used, right? Okay. And then, it is flashcards. Have you seen the flashcards? Flashcards are, like visiting cards. Okay, if you're studying certain words, try making flashcards for you. I had flashcards, but I can, let me find them. I'm telling you what flashcards actually are. Okay, yes. For example, can you see this? This is a flashcard, right? Okay, here,
Yes, sir.
flashcard on the back side, you can see it's empty. From both the sides, it is empty. Now, using flashcards is very helpful in terms of being in touch with the words. If you're studying certain words, try making flashcards for review. For each key term, write the word on one side. For example, right, you've gone for a new word. Okay, write down here the word, and then on the back side, write down its meaning, make a sentence on that word, and write in the bracket either that word is a noun, what can be its verb, what can be its adjective, what can be its adverb, right? So this is how, by learning one word, you can learn about many other words as well. For example, this is the one flashcard for how many words? One flashcard for one word. Let's say if you are going for 15 words regularly, right? Multiply 15 into 7. So this will be 7 into 15 is equal to, so 105, right? So in a week, you will learn about how many 105 words, their uses also, and you will find the origins of these words as well. In 1 week, let's say there are 105 words. Okay, they should be with you, right? Or give these flashcards to any of your friend, and he or she should ask you, so that randomly he or she should ask you, so that you may work on these flashcards and vocabulary as a whole. Okay, for each key term, write down the word on one side of a flashcard and the definition on the other. Drill yourself, as we drill for the pronunciation, right? Okay, and then ask your friends to help quiz you. Okay, yes, ask your friends, ask your family members, ask any other individual to keep asking you these words, right? So this is how you can be in touch with the words. And then it says keep a journal. Are you understanding? Yes, are you understanding?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. Okay, I'll be giving you 5 minutes to ask questions as well. Okay, and I have to go. I have to be speedy now. Then it is keep a journal. Journaling won't just help you develop your writing style. It will also help you improve your vocabulary. Try to use new or interesting words you've learned recently into a journal entry for the week or for the day or the week. Is the way I told you. For example, you're reading. You have to read something every day, right? May it be 30 minutes, may it be an hour, but read something every day, and hopefully you'll be finding 10 to 15 new words. So keep a diary, as I said, exclusively for vocabulary, right? There should be exclusive diary for vocabulary, right? And then in a week it will be 105 or 120. Okay, and then you need to keep entry of all those words, and then you can ask yourself through flashcards by seeking the help of your friend as well, right? Develop practical vocabulary. What do you mean by practical? This means you should start by learning words by engaging yourself in writing a little task. story, or an article. It can be writing and it can be speaking also. And then after edit your own writing. Another technique is, after you finish writing, be your own editor. Once you're done with the written task, okay, go through this written task on your own. Better if you're giving it to your elder, or any other family member. Better if teacher, right? Any if you've got any other mentor, yes, it can help you a lot. So through editing, because editing is an important process that we call assessment also. Once you're getting your write-ups assessed by your seniors, by your teachers or mentors, you'll be able to find gap in your write-ups. Okay. So on the basis of that feedback, you can modify your write-ups. Now showing what words occur together. This is very important. This is very important. In other words, we call it collocation, making up association between words. This is called collocation. A collocation is made up of two or more words that are commonly used together in English. Think of collocations as words that usually go together. For example, I'm just giving example, right? So we can say here, make the bed, because make has to go with bad, do has to go with homework, take has to go with a risk. You cannot say make homework, I'm making my homework. You cannot say, right? Because that word, that make has to go with, do has to go with homework, not make, right? This is called collocation. Take a risk, give someone advice. We cannot say present advice. Okay, so okay, you can say the fast train, you can say the fast food, but can you say quick train? Can you say quick food? Can you say that? No, you can't say, because the knowledge of collocation is with the native speakers of English, right? We are the non-native speakers of English. Then how to acquire this knowledge of collocation? Which word to be used at which place? That is to be known by reading, right? The more we read, the more we understand about. Okay. Okay, excuse me, please mute your mics, everyone. Okay, right. Like here, completely satisfied. You cannot say downright satisfied. A surge of anger. You cannot say a rush of anger. Lions roar. You cannot say lions shout. Commit suicide. You cannot say undertake suicide. Burst into tears. You cannot say below open tears. So this is collocation, the association of words together. Right? Okay, carry a dictionary and thesaurus with you. Right. So carry a dictionary and thesaurus with you. How often do you find yourself with free time and nothing to do? So most of the time, I think you have time, isn't it? So you find time once you're at the dining table, you find time before the breakfast, you find time once you're going for outing, isn't it? Everyone, please mute your mics. Everyone, mute your mics, everyone. Right. So carry a pocket thesaurus or dictionary with you, and you will find time to beef of your vocabulary while you're waiting. While you're waiting for an appointment. So commuting to work or waiting for a bus. You can also use dictionary or thesaurus to look up unfamiliar words you come across in your daily life, right? See, thesaurus is, for example, that will give you the knowledge of words, right? Let's say there's a one word, okay? On one word, you can find many similar words in thesaurus, or many, dissimilar words in thesaurus. So there should be pocket thesaurus with you all the time. This will help you, you go through words. So yes, it can enhance your vocabulary also. Carrying a dictionary or thesaurus with you is always helpful because you easily find time. It is much better to use thesaurus or dictionary once you are, free. Okay, right. There's another part also that I have to work on. I have to speak on the use of how to read dawn newspaper, but I don't think we'll be able to cover it up today. So better I'll be moving towards the question answer session. Yes, please. Yes, questions. Those students who are having questions, they should raise their hands, please. So thank you very much everyone for watching me. Now we'll be starting question answer sessions shortly, right? Yes, please. So we are left with 10 minutes only. Yes, it is Inzamam who's asking the question. Yes, Inzamam. What's your question? Please raise your hands, everyone. Raise your hands. If you've got any question, raise your hands, please. Please ask questions. Do not type here, ask questions. Yes. Anyone who's got a question, you can ask question concerning today's talk. Yes, Sabah. Sabah, you've got a question?
Yes, sir. My question is suggest us a book which builds our vocabulary or book for a beginner. What's your suggestion?
Okay, there is a book, Vocabulary in Use. There is a book that is Vocabulary in Use, right? And another suggestion of mine is go for the reading. Read something every day. Reading will help you enrich your vocabulary. Okay, read on regular basis. Let's say for 30 minutes or an hour. Read and work out from vocabulary point of view, from language point of view, or from creative writing style point of view. Read and work out. Keep a diary the way I've told you. Okay. Yes. So any other question? Sabha, you got your answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Any other question, please? Let me read. There is a question in the chat. So how to pronounce a new word, which we have not listened or read before? Yes, there are two ways. Number one is to use dictionary. You can find its pronunciation, voice, right? Voice dictionary, number one. Number two, find its transcription, how that word can particularly be pronounced. Phonetic transcription, you can come to know how that
So can I?
Yes, please. Sure.
Sir, how could we read is starting?
Yes. Can you please come up with your question again?
Sir, how could we read in the starting?
Okay. In starting, that's a very good
Yes,
question.
sir.
If you are a beginner, you know,
Yes, sir.
go for short stories. So what is your education
sir.
level?
Sir, undergraduate mathematics.
Undergraduate. Go for the short stories, right? One page
Yes,
short
sir.
stories. One page. So one page short
Sir, one
stories
page. Sir.
are easy to read.
Yes, sir. Sir, how many words in daily routine?
You know, you in the beginning you should go for 5 to 10 words, not more than that. Let's make it 10
Yes,
words.
sir.
10 easy words, right?
Yes, sir.
So go for
Yes,
those
sir.
words, find out their meanings in your language, right?
Yes, sir.
And then
Yes.
see how those words are used in the original text.
Yes, sir.
Copy that original text, right? Original sentence, and then try
Yes, sir.
to make your sentence on your own using that word that you have learned from that one, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, that
Okay.
means practice a lot.
Sorry,
Sir, that means practice a lot.
that means I'm not getting you.
Sir, that means practice a lot.
Yes, you have to practice. See,
Yes, sir.
it's a language. English is a language, that's not a subject. Okay, biology, chemistry, other technical, you know, these are subjects, but it's a language.
Yes, sir.
A language comes
Yes.
through practice. So it's a first webinar that is on vocabulary, right? And in the second
Yes, sir.
webinar, I'll be moving, right? And other webinars also, we are going for a series of webinars, right? And hopefully they are
Yes,
going
sir.
to help you in terms of improving your English.
Yes, sir. Inshallah, I will try my best.
Thank you very much.
Inshallah, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, pleasure. Yes, the next question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bashir Ahmed.
Yes, sir. I am from Iran University. I joined today your session.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question that as being a student of a village life student, that how can he improve his English language? Because there is no one to speak him with English. Can you suggest, please?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Are you interested to learn English?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Okay, very first thing is interest, number one. And number two is, now, do you have internet access?
Yes, sir. Obviously.
Okay, you have. Now, do you use YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in YouTube, write down short stories in English with the subtitles, right? Short stories in English with subtitles. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, once you go for you know, these short stories, then you'll be finding new words, you'll be finding new and easy understandable sentences. Try to understand the meaning of words, try to connect those sentences together, try to get meaning out of those sentences, and try to understand the story as a whole. You will certainly not be understanding in one go. Watch it again, watch it yet again, right? This is how you can understand in the beginning. Go for short videos initially, right? Keep doing this, and in second webinar you may, you know, share your improvement. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So any other question, please?
Sir, I have another question.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. As a being a beginner, how to select the subjects to study for, sir? Such like novels or anything else.
Can you please come up with your question?
Sir, as a beginner for the reading, how which subjects, which books should we select?
Selects of what? Books of what?
Yes, so for reading any books, such like novels or anything, history books, or can you suggest, please, sir?
You know, Google is the best source. Go for short stories first, I would suggest, right? And then I will tell you which book to go for. Since it's the, you know, you are the beginner, that is why you should go for, you know, these short stories from the Google, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, we've got 1 minute, and in the chat I am you know, sharing. Yes, in the chat I'm sharing my Facebook ID. I will, you know, keep the video here, it is recorded. Please share or pass your comments about how was your learning. Okay, how was your learning about this first webinar? Please share your comments on my Facebook ID, Abdullah Lagari. You will find it there after I upload this video, right? I'll be uploading this video as well. And please share the video, right? And suggest the video to your friends if you find it is helpful. So thank you very much, everyone, for the part of this class.